Go.
Two mature women stand defiantly on the front steps casting spells such as Protego Maxima, Fianto Duri, and Repello Incarnum, in hopes to protect not only themselves, their children, and their school. This defiance is a long time coming, meant that only marks the beginning to a long, chaotic, dangerous, and at times gruesome battle. I will venture to assume that everyone in this room has something that they feel strongly about and will potentially go to battle for, whether that means physically and or metaphorically. I personally have many things in my life that I feel adamantly about and find myself fighting battles of my own as well as battles of those who don't have a voice or platform to do so. I also happen to be one of the biggest fans of this franchise and use it as a core base of learning within my household. Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2 is a stupefying film due to its use of Puritan and pioneer morality as well as ethical equality. Sometimes there is more to the story and sometimes there isn't. But when you see the truth, believe it. The first cultural premise I will be explaining is the Puritan and pioneer morality. What this means is that the world is made of people who are good and bad, people who are foul and fair. The premise says that you are either one of the good guys or you're one of the bad guys. This rings so true with Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2, because throughout the films, the viewer is led to believe that Professor Snape is indeed a bad guy. However, because he betrayed Professor Dumbledore in previous films and has been working for Lord Voldemort the entire time. This comes to such a shock and disappointment to those who have always cheered on Snape. His love for Lily and his shrewd weirdness, yet brilliance, he constantly portrayed throughout the films. So in the final scene of Professor Snape's life, how extremely lucky was it for him, Harry, and all of us that Harry happened to be hiding right outside the door that Voldemort was killing Professor Snape in. Harry was able to retrieve some of Snape's tears, which proved to show that Snape really was actually a good guy. This, I believe, just goes to show you, just because someone may be perceived as bad, deep down they can be good. Although, you just might have to wait for them to die to find out. Which leads me to my second point. Sometimes death is the ultimate deciding factor on what is right and wrong. My second cultural premise that I see within this film is ethical equality. This is basically self-explanatory. Equality for everyone because it is the right and moral thing to do. This is riddled throughout all of the Harry Potter films, but I think it is particularly prevalent within Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows 2. It's not only the obvious battle of good versus evil, with the attempts of not allowing the rights of all wizards and muggles alike to get trampled by the perceived rights of the few. This premise also is blatantly stated by Neville Longbottom in one of the final scenes of the film. Harry is assumed dead, and Neville stands up to the forces of evil, declaring that goodness and justice didn't die with Harry. He shouts that although Harry will be missed, righteous and valiant people are still standing up to evil, no matter the cost. Neville concludes with reassurance that equality resides in everyone, and it's everyone's responsibility to defend the virtuous when evil presents itself, because everyone deserves equality. So, in the end, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2 is an exemplary example of the use of both American values, Puritan and pioneer morality, as well as ethical equality. I think these morals are ones that we here in America can specifically see true and hold on to, especially within the current political mess. Like Professor McGonagall tells Professor Flitwick, maybe we can't stop him, but it doesn't mean we cannot delay him, and we fight.